Well, here we are again, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We heard from all you folks and from our episode last week. This is part two, Voice of the People and how to fix horse racing. Randy, we got stuff from every avenue. Why don't you tell us a little bit about where we
Oh,
got things
everywhere,
from?
everywhere. Tom, we got it from everywhere. Like I said, we got it from Base Advantage. We got it from Twitter. We got emails. We got everything. I had a carrier pigeon come in with a note on its leg. I'll tell you what, it's been crazy. We tried to get to them all. We tried to read them and come up with our three each, I believe, Tom, right? We did three each.
Yep.
Of the most common ones we saw. And please keep sending them in. We're happy about that. Keep sending them in, good, bad, whatever it might be. We get them all. Send them in, and we want to go over those. And eventually, we're going to, in our next parts, have people that are, let's just say, experts on these certain areas to go over. Because we're going to try. We're going to try to fix this, Tom. How was it with you, with all the responses you had?
The one thing is positive is that we got responses. And like you said, they came from all different avenues. Email. I put my email out there, Tom and Tom Racing at gmail.com. Don't be anybody be afraid to email me night or day. I won't answer at night, but I might answer during the day. But we got a lot, and it was hard to whittle down a few, but what I did, you and I talked about it. I did some popular ones, something that was a common theme. And I'm going to get right into it, Randy.
Absolutely. And we'd
this-
like to go over all of them so everybody knows we would, and we eventually will. And we're just kind of building up a arsenal of things people have said. So these are the ones we did take. So Tom, let's go into it with your three, and we'll talk about those really quick.
It is, yeah, yep. And like we said when we did this last week, like we said when we did this after Medina Spirit passed away 2 weeks ago today. On a side note, one of the reasons why we started this, still no report, so that's a whole other conversation. But one thing that one of my friends at the track told me, and we did see this on one of our YouTube comments from the first show, is I go to a casino, you go to a casino, anybody goes to a casino, there's a rewards program. I'm gonna say I go down to Atlantic City, might get mugged, but at the same time, if I open up a rewards program, I get comped. I get comped even if I'm playing crappy $5 tables and blackjack. I get show tickets, I get meal tickets. It's pretty easy to get comped. There are zero reward programs for horse players. I am dropping a lot of when I'm out there track. I'm dropping a lot of money. If I'm playing petty slots, I'm getting a free drink. Nothing like that when you're at the track when there's a casino. That actually leads me to my next point of being at the track and rewards programs, getting young people to the track via promotions or something like that. We always bitch and moan and complain. We don't have young people. We don't have young people. You have to do something to get them in the door.
Mhm.
And that was a common theme. I know it's 2 points, but I tried to kind of combine them. And it's two things that obviously we have discussed it time and time again about the young folks.
And real quick on that one, before I let you go to your next one, that I grew up near a dog track. I used to train dogs. I probably told the story before. I grew up near a dog track, and as soon as the casinos open, and I'm talking big time casinos, Mohegan Sun, Foxwoods, or Foxwoods is first, and us as kids when we were younger, kids as in like 21, because now you can drink. We realized that these tracks would never last because we used to go hang out there, go have nachos and cheese, go sit there and do whatever. We're 21, we could go get free drinks at the casino, bet the same track because it was on simulcast, and go to the casino. Now they didn't do it at the dog track, so that dog track went away. So I do see what you're saying there. Free drinks, treat it like a casino. It is a casino. We don't need slots. We don't need that. I mean, you probably do because the revenue is ridiculous and it's probably where they can afford it. But something,
Or
Maybe it's not
a
free
free
drinks, but
cheeseburger.
maybe it's, you spent $100 and you get dollar beers for an hour. I don't
Yeah,
know. Something,
something.
there's no programs. So good point. Move on though.
No promotions. Um, and this is something that we did talk about 2 weeks ago. It has been quite the subject of Twitter, and I think it would be do a disservice not only to us but to the sport and to the show if I did not mention upgrading the medieval drug testing that we have. I just said it's been 2 weeks since Medina passed away. I haven't been on Twitter for a couple hours, but I haven't seen any of the results. And we're bringing on in a few weeks. We are bringing on an expert from international racing, from Joe from and when they and away they Joe with some other folks to enlighten us on their practices. But man, that's just for the lack of a better expression, it just sucks.
It does, and it's going to be very, I'm very curious to find out what overseas does. I know Australia's LASIX rule is really weird. They bleed twice. I don't think they can run ever again, and they don't have LASIX. I think I could be wrong. There's a lot of different things out there with drugs testing, and that's obviously a big thing here, which goes to one of my points that I'll get to in a little bit, which is a major point, but I have to bring up. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Drug testing, obviously, if the Olympics can do this once every, well, 4 years, 2 years, because winter and summer,
Yeah, I don't even know.
and they have like such a strict protocol. If UFC has such a strict protocol, you got to think horse racing is up there with the money those places make. So how are we not doing this for horses? And they're easier to keep track of than people when you're showing up at their houses. But interesting. Yes, obviously drug testing, better drug testing and rules. If you break the rules, correct?
That's right. That question was courtesy of Miss Wonder on YouTube. The first point I made up was multiple people, including Carla J, on the YouTube our YouTube page as well. Just nice work, Carla and Miss Wonder. The one of the other things that I like to talk about, and it goes a little bit off course from the first two, is prop betting. And listen, this is the voice of the fans. Randy and I are simply the voice. We're fans, but one thing that I think would be really cool, it would be really fun to do, is prop betting for horse racing. How it's done, I don't know. That'll be another show for another time. But you can prop bet every freaking thing in every other sport. How cool would it be if Joel Rosario is on 7 mounts in a day? How cool would it be to have an over under 3 or 2, whatever the case may be, and you could bet that, and you could bet Rosario is going to win, or hey, what time are they go or what time will it be when all horses pass the quarter pole? You could incorporate so many different things, and I consider myself a fan of horse racing, and I bet this will bring in gamblers. This will only grow the sport. This will bring in people that don't know anything, which we're at a point where that's fine. They just want to have a piece of anything. They'll bet people. We all know them. We all love them. Randy's one of them. They'll bet with two rats running across the room.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny when you say that, it's another thing there with any marketing team would tell you. It's longer time reading the program. So now you're going to read every one of Rosario's mounts if you're betting that prop bet. So now you're delving into this world of horse racing, and you're going to get more into it. And that's what prop bets will increase. And once they're in, I don't think horse racing has a problem hooking the fish. Well, your problem catching the fish is fine. Hooking the fish,
keeping.
one thing. Yeah, keeping the fish on the line it's fine. You never hear somebody that goes, I went to a track, my buddy was there, I learned to read a program, and yeah, it was okay. No,
Right.
not
I'm gonna go
usually.
bald next week, and I'm not
No,
gonna go.
not usually. You take anybody that bets on football, basketball, baseball, hockey, whatever it might be, NASCAR, and you bring them there and they learn, they will be hooked on horse racing. So you just got to give better bait, I guess.
Yeah, and the
Um,
options are endless for that
yeah, and I do
for
think
props.
that will be something that I would bring up in a meeting if I had to do that, being like, oh, the prop, no, then they read the prop bets, they're gonna get into it more. Because now I need to know who's gonna be winning at the quarter pole. Now I gotta learn what early speed's all about. And look at the old
I need to
races.
learn what fractions are. Who's got the best late pace? Who yeah, I mean, it really the options are endless. Oh, I think whatever the blue door, the 4 horse is going to come off the pace. Do you? Okay, let's bet. Let's
Yeah,
bet on that one single thing.
yeah. So, all right, good. So to everybody out there, remember, leave in the comments, tell us what you think about that. And once again, we're not sitting here saying we're experts. We're talking about what people have said
No,
and how we feel about it. And we're just, like I said, we're trying to be the voice of the people here. We're not the end all.
we are the people. And I know I did 3, but I'm going to do you one better. And this is something that uh was I had like 5 to 6, 7 people mention this. Be a disservice to everybody if I did not mention it. Owners, we all hear about trainers being held, starting to be held accountable, as we found out with Navarro. Owners need to be held accountable. These owners that claim they turn a blind eye, a deaf ear. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. Um, that's bullshit. And owners should be held accountable for putting their horse, this animal, into trainers' arms that are essentially poisoning the horse.
Yeah, and listen, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, and I'm gonna say that right now for everyone out there that's gonna bash me about this one, because I'm sure it's gonna happen. And bring it on, because is that when you look at something like that, is that almost like the feeling of when some 13-year-old kid does something like really stupid, we hold the parents accountable? Where a
That's
lot of
true.
people say, a lot of people are like, you know what, you had a kid and the kid is whatever. Is that what it is? Are these trainers your kids? You trust them, you raise them, whatever. I don't know. But I wonder if that's going to be something people talk about. But I agree with, but they're going to have the same excuse. How was I supposed to know what was going on when I
I'm
wasn't?
not there. I'm clear across the country. I don't know what's going on.
So that'll be the hard part with that, but I get what you're saying. I get what they're saying, the angle. Maybe we can do something about that, or maybe we do hold it accountable so they will pay more attention.
Yeah, and we're going to be having owners on future episodes. So
And
it's
yeah, if
definitely a
what
question
happens
that
then, the whole free market thing and everything crazy where you have a trainer that pops for your horse. Or another horse in your barn. In that barn, do you pull everybody out? If you're the owner, is that the responsibility we're talking about? Is being like, oh, this person tested positive, I'm taking my horse out and going somewhere else.
well like what my racehorse did with Double B,
Yeah. I was more spendthrift, but yeah.
Spendthrift, I
Um,
should say.
yeah. Yeah. That's a weird one. That's a tough one because I do think a
Of
lot of,
course. Yep.
well, it's a lot of it. Everybody was worried about not running in the Derby, and you don't want to sell people
Right.
that couldn't run in the Derby. That's what people want. So, I'm sure that was way more to it. I don't know, but yeah, it
So
is.
I talked a lot,
Owners
Randy.
could do that.
I talked a lot. What do you got?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go to the first one. I'm gonna go to, and I did get, and I'm gonna start out with saying I did get a little heat about we don't care about entertainment, this and that, and I have to say to those people, that's fine. If you just want the numbers of the horses and do whatever you're doing, it's cool. But that's not gonna help the sport, MA.
No.
We're trying to help the sport. I get it. We can try to cater to you people as well, but I do think the entertainment value is something. But I will say this though, catering to the customer. I did get that one. which is really something I didn't think of. And really, I went through these, and my second one's going to be very obvious that everybody said. But the first one is catering to the customer, the gambler being the customer. All right. And instead of us placating to the horsemen and everybody involved. And I stopped and I thought about this. And I'll make another, I mean, it's what I know is the industry of like Hollywood, right? You cater to the people that are buying movie tickets, that are watching, right? We're not catering to the producers and everything like that. They get their money. They do whatever. We're really not. We really don't do that in horse racing. We kind of lump everybody into the same. The director is the same thing as the viewer. Like, it doesn't matter what the director's doing or what we're giving to the director at this point. It's about the person watching. And we, and somebody brought that up. I believe it was Andy Asara, who, and this is how much I am, that he basically said, we kill him within the first 10 minutes, but this is how much we love everybody. So listen to minute 11, I get much better. Tom gets better around minute 14. But
Andy's
no,
a good
honestly,
guy,
I mean,
but-
this is what it's at. And he took the time to write this.
But catering is catering to the customer. This is-
Catering to the customer and not, the horsemen and everything's not involved in that. And it's weird that we group them all in the same category. It is true. When you go, hey, I'm going to do this movie and it's for this person, they got paid, they did their thing. They get paid on what they do. They get paid on how much they make because they're given a good product. But the person buying the product is the better. And it is true, as much as it's about the horses and it's about everything, it's about the gambler, catering to the customer, the gambler, have cooler things for them, have games for them. A very long email goes in.
Well, how much would, just keep getting back to that, how much would it benefit? It almost goes to what I let off with is getting people in the door. How much would it benefit a family to go, and you see it all the time, Randy, going out to the paddock area, spending some time in that area. Little kids could just fall in love with the sport just by simply walking in the back stretch, and you're going to see some of the, which we called them before, the white hairs. Oh well, they can't do that. What the hell's the harm in having a family just not touching the horse, just walk around the back stretch? Oh my God, this is so cool. We both, you and I, are lucky enough to have been back there, and it's amazing. But to have a little boy or a little girl's eyes just light up and be like, oh my God, I love this. It's very simple. It's cheap. It's not. It doesn't cost a damn thing. But
Yeah, I
no,
mean,
no, you're not. You don't have a pass. You can't do
more,
this.
yeah, more affordable contests, more things. I mean, for the gambler. I mean, what if you looked at gambling like a poker tournament? What if you're at a table and you have to beat these people in the first race with whatever it is, and you get dropped out? I don't know. These are just ideas. We don't do that. Every time I go to a gambling competition, what are they? $10,000 to enter? Things like that. I mean, obviously the stable deals, everything like that. Think about the bettor. That's your customer. When we say bettor to gambler, it's like a bad word. Think about the viewer in a movie. What are they doing it for? It's the viewer. It's the audience. It's not about anything else besides that. Make the audience happy. Everybody on the other side will be happy because
Right.
they'll make more money. And
If you build it, they will come.
absolutely. And so I'll go right on to number 2. And that is the number one. We haven't talked about it. Obviously, a universal management team, which we, have gotten from a bunch of people. I think, I'm trying to find the person that did it right now. I have so many. I got first thing to get a management team, take control of all US racing and take it away from the politicians. That's a big thing. You know what I mean? I mean, these baseball players and NBA and everything, their unions are so damn strong because they have that universal thing where the politicians almost can't touch them. They
Right.
really can't. And I don't
It's
know
all the
how they
steroid
can.
hearings.
Well, yeah, and that's from looks like George Burns, but it's not. It's George Burns, which is awesome. Oh God. Anyway,
You
yeah,
devil.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, universal management. I don't think there's anything needs to be more said about that. Honestly, we need something in the US. I mean, we're not going to control everything. Maybe Canada jumps on with us because we do have tracks that transfer over.
Sure.
And we don't want people just jumping the border to Woodbine to break our rules.
No.
Whatever it is, North America racing. Let's just do that. And we will have a show about that. Who wants people to be commissioner and everything like that. And my third one is advertisement. I had a few people here. It's really odd that we don't have more advertisement of horse racing. We don't have commercials. We don't have things. I know I'm going to entertainment and everybody's going to kill, not everybody, but some people are going to kill me about this, but it's true. If you're, a 12-year-old kid watching football because you played football, your dad likes football, and then you see cool commercials about these horses running around a track, maybe you get into it. And like I said, these are from people.
You do. And we talked about this a little bit last week. And I was thinking about it. Who do you want the face of the sport to be? Should it be Baffert? Should it be Johnny V? You know what? You know who should it be? Is the most majestic animal that there is, and that's a
Yeah.
horse. I mean, you can put that horse. Look what Budweiser did for the Clydesdales. Everybody fucking loves it, and I think you can do that. Just you guy or great cameraman. A horse it is the most majestic animal that there is, and that's your face of the sport right there.
Yeah, and there's a good back and forth with this one too. And my boy George and Andy and the Turf Monster all got into it.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, talking about it. It was really cool stuff. And a lot of them are like, that this is what it is. Get some advertising going. Uh they try to do all these things of cool things of pumpkin patches at Santa Anita, bounty houses, this and that. But I know with movies, and another little story is when I was into a film, and it was like 5 million for the film, a $25 million budget. So what the hell is the other 20 million for? It was for advertising. Because if you spend enough money, they will come. And you're absolutely right. Where they will you put it together and it just happen. It will just happen. And yeah, I don't know what to say more than that. You have to advertise it. Everybody's doing this. They talked about going in the Daily News, putting out a thing, but it is true. But we're trying to do that right now. That's what we're
right.
trying to do. And we're buried behind everything else. It's just what it is. We need people to step up and say, this is cool. And for everything, not just us, all the horse racing podcasts and everything like that. It's hard for us to get people to advertise with because, people, they feel like people aren't watching besides a certain type of person. And it's because we don't put it out there. I mean, there's no reason why an XFL game has more people at it than Santa Anita. Honestly,
None.
there really isn't. I mean, I know it's football and people are starting for football. So you are behind the 8 ball with that. But horse racing shouldn't be that far behind.
No, but it has to be more accessible too. And that gets back into advertising. Okay, not everybody, not your average person has a TVG account or Twin Spires or what have you, or even watches it on the Naira channel on the YouTube. And they watch it 3 to 4 times a year with the big races. It's even on like some of the more obscure cable channels like that you see NHL on. How great would it be if whatever the Ocho had on any old stakes race like that, like what like on Sunday at Santa Anita, just to be, you're showing freaking random sports, just you're showing a game a basketball game from the night before, a replay. Who the hell wants to watch that?
Our
Put,
time
put,
machine.
yeah, yeah, right.
No, like for real, like if they did that, like what we're doing with much more money, we do it for nothing. If anybody wants it,
Right.
we do that
Yeah,
with
just
zero budget. I mean, yeah, like
throw it on
that's what people
something
want
that's
to see.
not hard to find. Like if I was to ask my friends, I actually do have a friend or two that isn't into horse racing. Oh, I don't know where to watch it. What is the app? I have to create an account. No, it shouldn't be that freaking hard. It shouldn't be that hard to watch a race. And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes it is hard to watch a race when your TVG app goes out.
Oh, it's
For Christ's sakes.
It's unbelievable. But so that's what it is. And to sum it up, what do we have? I have catering to the customer, the gambler. Catering to the gambler, obviously a management team for US. That's what it said. I say North America just because of the Woodbine thing and everything like that, the Canadian tracks. And we all know we need that. That's a no-brainer. That's the first thing we need. Probably never happened. So let's look at these other things. And advertisement. That's what and these are what we got a lot of with the back and forth and if you guys have anything else, let us know. Tom, and you have a quick sum up of what
I have rewards programs, and it's also goes hand in hand to what Randy was saying, catering to the customer. Hey, you're coming here, you're a loyal customer. I'm gonna buy you I'm gonna buy you a beer and burger every day because you're spending $200. Oh, I'm gonna get you $10 in free betting vouchers, something to that extent. I also have upgrade the drug testing to possibly international standards. Prop betting. Those are my big three. Prop betting, and that could be a whole separate show on what we could bet and what we would want to bet.
yes,
But yeah, it's the common theme that we both touched on is that customer.
yeah, and absolutely. And for everybody out there, we're going to be we're going to be talking about exchange wagering that went back and forth, which is a big topic. It's kind of confusing to a lot of people, things like that. Because yeah, we're going to look at a lot of ways to take cuts out of more profit for the gambler, less cuts for the tracks and everything like that. More money in your pocket when you're a gambler. We are going to go into that. That's been a huge one. We're going to do that. We're going to do people that should be commissioner. We're going to talk to people, the rules. We're going to do the doping things. We're going to touch on all these. We're going to try to get people, maybe we get somebody on that's an advertisement guru to talk about what, they would do with horse racing.
Yeah, man. It's only the second episode, and and with this, the great thing about this is you might be sick and tired of hearing me and Randy because we're going to be talking about this until we make a change. Right? It's could be the second episode of 100. So we're going to do it. Anybody who is watching or listening, email us, text us, what have you, things that you might think, because like I said, we're like it or not, we're going to be talking a lot more about this.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, and hopefully, listen, we already had people come out after we started doing it, and they started doing it too. And obviously, I say you're welcome, number one, and also
Trailblazers.
It's a good thing. Listen, it's a good thing. Yeah, we're trailblazing, but follow behind, and talk about it. I mean, this is why we're really doing it. I mean, we have our other shows going on. We have a lot of fun doing those. We're fine doing those, but this is something that we're really worried about. And we're really need to talk to people about, and we need to get it out there because it's this weird thing that I don't know, as of 3 weeks ago, everybody was afraid of saying out loud. And now people have spoken up and yeah, and maybe we're leading that charge. I have no idea. Hey, whatever, come along, jump in front. I don't care as long as we fix this shit.
Right.
And
it's not
that's
about
why we're doing it. And
we're all one team.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, like I said, like us, hate us. if you're a horse racing fan, you wanted to stay around, you can't hate this. You
No.
can't, you can't. I mean, we're trying. Maybe we're all fun doing it. I don't think we are, but maybe you think we are. But we're doing it and we're trying. So let's all jump aboard and let us know what you guys want to do. And we'll keep talking about it, and we're gonna break it down, and we're gonna, have some experts on, or people that know a little bit more than we do about these topics. And hopefully maybe even that the person saying it does, that maybe we'll clarify some things. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe we're all wrong. Maybe it can't happen.
It's true.
Maybe we're
That's
really
true. And,
right.
and just
And someone
ever,
hear us, because that's what we want. We want somebody to hear us. And that's it, because we can't just sit on our hands anymore.
nope.
I mean, we have
And
enough
we're-
bullshit going on. That is it in a nutshell. That's it. And we'll be keeping coming at you with that. I hope we made a little bit of noise here. And like I said, we'd love to cover everybody's. We had so many, and there's other ones. I have a whole 5 pages of them. I just had to go to the most common
Right.
ones and the ones that stuck out in my mind, but I love them all. We have some with such great breakdowns that we will go over maybe in our special episodes, especially. So keep them coming. And
yes,
we will do our best. Triple Clowns at DGen Nation. We'll do our best to fix horse racing.
we're doing what we can to drop the comments down here in the YouTube page, Twitter page, what have you. And if you can, if you haven't subscribed, just hit that subscribe button. We all would very much appreciate it. We're just trying to make a change. And, again, we said when we let off, the person who screams the most sometimes gets that change done. So thanks everybody. It's been fun.
Yeah, Triple Clowns, the squeaky wheel. And we will see you soon.
Trailblazing.